looking at grants and how accountants or business advisors might be able to utilize grants as a way of supplying a broader range of services to your clients. I hope you're all having a great day. For those of you who are participating on the webinar, if you have any questions during the webinar, can you please send me a note on the question and I will answer it later on. For those of you who are joining us from Facebook, welcome. And I'll have to ask you to send me an email and I'll get back to you later on. peter@essbiztools.com.au. Grants. Are you proactively alerting your clients? You know, grants are a great tool to assist accountants to be able to supply some value-added services, business advisory services to your clients and prospects. There are hundreds of state, federal, and territory grants in Australia. Some other countries like New Zealand are amazed at the amount of grants that Australia has. And these are a resource that I think accountants should be very much aware of and utilizing to be able to get your clients onto an interesting journey, a journey whereby they develop their business, they add value to their business, and they need you as accountants to be able to be guiding them through a lot of these commercial processes. So the grants primarily in Australia are targeted at small businesses and medium-sized enterprises. There are some grants that are targeted at big business, but we don't include them in our package. We're looking at the small and medium-sized enterprises. And there's no doubt in my mind that the shift towards business advisory service is on for proactive accountants to participate in. But you're not going to be able to wait forever to get started on this journey of convincing your clients that you have some real interest in how they're going in their business. And for that reason, you're going to assist them to be able to access government grants, because after all, they're getting work done at 50% of the cost. There's been some recent reports that have really highlighted why accounting firms should be very conscious of the need to develop some broader commercial services for your clients. The Commonwealth Bank produced the Accounting Market Pulse report, the 2019 edition, has been available since June this year. And it highlighted that the firms that they surveyed were committed to supplying more business advisory services. They also identified in that report that social media was now identified as the major marketing tool for progressive accounting firms. What are you doing in your firm? And then we had the Australian Financial Review Top 100 Accounting Firm report that was released 2 weeks ago. That review analysed a few hundred firms and identified what they considered were the top 100 firms, not including the big four firms, and found that many of them had embarked on this journey to supply a broader range of professional services, basically known as business advisory services. So the top 100 firms are going down that path. Some of you will be competing with those firms. And obviously, those firms are rather aggressive in the marketplace in trying to identify fast-growing small businesses, clients that really do want to scale up their business and grow bigger. Shouldn't you be identifying those firms that could well be in your client list at this stage and then working with them, even growing with them, so that your team can continue to service those clients. I know they might not stay with you forever. At some stage in the future, they might want to do an IPO, an initial public offer, and you might draw the line there and say, no, we're not going any further. But at least you've gone through some very interesting formative stages and have that benefit. And then last week we had the Xero CEO in London produced a report, Automation Will Force Accountants to Reinvent Their Role. And basically what he said was that Xero expects that in 20 years, 80% of the work currently undertaken by accountants will have disappeared. Now, he wasn't making those comments to try to scare accountants out of your current livelihoods, but he was really alerting the profession that there needs to be a lot more thought given to other activities that you could perform for your clients. Activities like business advisory services. So diversification to supplying other commercial services can be enhanced for you if you are proactive in advising your clients and keeping them up to date about government grants. How can they utilize government grants to add value in their businesses? The key conduit is going to be you. So why would we do all this? Why am I talking to you about government grants? Because I think it's a great way for you to generate some additional services, for you to start this journey on business advisory services with your clients, for you to be seen as proactive by your clients, that you thought about them. Businesses talk, business owners talk in the pub and in the clubs and on the beach or at the cricket or at the footy. And they compare their accountants. And especially when one business is sitting or standing there or going for a walk, talking to another business operator and said, my accountant come up with this concept that I can get a grant for $20,000 and I've got to put $20,000 in, but at least I'm getting things at half price. And that's going to be able for me to undertake some business improvement strategies in my business. Clients interested. Clients normally don't talk about accountants in what you do for their taxation affairs, but they do about grants. And they also note when one of their competitors or mates has received a grant and they're in similar businesses, but they've heard nothing at all about that particular grant from their accountant. And they do wonder why. Why am I not being kept informed? So I think it's a great conduit for you to be introducing a range of business advisory services, services which will assist your client to run a better business. So how are you going to differentiate your services? Well, first of all, most of your competitors ignore grants. I think you should take that as an opportunity for you to differentiate your service in the marketplace. I really don't know why most accountants ignore grants. When we developed our product ESS BizGrants a few years ago, we really expected a lot more subscribers than what we actually have to that particular service. And when I talk to accountants, I get, no, it's too hard. Well, it's not too hard. It takes you 3 minutes to put the profile into the system that we have developed. Sure, it's a little bit different, but every aspect of business advisory service is a little bit different. You need to adapt to the changing circumstances. You need to be thankful that the government is prepared to assist small businesses and medium-sized enterprises, in most of you, your clients, to be able to do something productive to improve their businesses. As I said earlier, New Zealand doesn't have grants to anywhere near the magnitude that we have them in Australia. So this is your opportunity to differentiate your services, because I see it as the conduit, not only to get the grant, which will encourage the client to undertake the work, but then to do some new and interesting work for them that at the very least will enable some commentary to be passed around the community, that you might get some other people interested in you undertaking a business plan or some sort of strategic work for them. But hopefully your client's then going to grow into a bigger and better business and require more services. So it's easier than you think to get started. You subscribe to ESS Biz Grants, you enter the profile for the client, takes about 3 minutes, and our system will then sort and give you back some initial overviews of the grants that your client might be able to apply for. And out of those grants, there's a significant amount of work that can be undertaken by accountants. You're the incumbent accountant for the client. You've helped them understand how grants work. There's going to have to be something terribly wrong that you don't get the appointment to do the work. Sure, you've got to submit a proposal, but you should be submitting proposals for all types of business advisory services work, not just grant work in any case. So I think a lot of accountants make too many excuses as to why they're not going to be proactive in seeking these services. And grants mightn't be here forever, but at this stage they are. The governments are supporting them, spending billions of dollars around Australia. So here's some of the grants work that you might be able to undertake. Business plans. Governments love funding business plans because they believe that a business plan has made the entity concentrate on what is happening in its business. Therefore, they'll fund them. Budgets, cash flow forecasts, projected balance sheets, looking at three-way forecasts to make sure everything's balanced and the picture's able to be looked at. Where's the business likely to go in the next 3 years? Cash flow reviews. Strong support from many government grants for cash flow reviews. Corporate governance, board of directors meeting guidance. I've had projects like that, 6 to 12 months. One went on for nearly 2 years because the client continued it. It was to mentor a young director, bring them in, reorganize some old bad habits, and they just continued the engagement on for a while. Leadership team development. If there's one crucial item that's required from a lot of your clients is improving the leadership skills of their team members. Some of that work you could undertake. Key performance indicators that suit your client's business. Far too many key performance indicators that I look at have no real bearing to what happens in a particular client's business. This is your opportunity to be able to correct that and then run some training programs for your client's team so that they really know how to interpret, first of all, the financial reports that they might have been handed, and then the key performance indicators that accompany those financial accounts. Governments will pay for this. Project management for large grants. If you happen to have a client undertaking an accelerating commercialization grant, and that grant can be up to $1 million on a 50% funding basis, and there's about 6 of the $1 million grants allocated every month, and there's 10 or so others for various amounts from a couple of $100,000 up to $500,000 or $600,000, depending on the project. Many of them need some project management because the client hasn't got the time, the manpower, or the skills to do it. You could contract to do that work. Might be business management training that the government's consultant agrees that the client should be undertaking. Might be a technology review. Now, not all of you will be suitably experience to be able to undertake technology reviews. I always back out of those. But some of you are experts in this area. And if you're not offering your services for government grants for that type of work, I suggest you do so. So let's look at some of the grants that could also be funded that perhaps are not going to be undertaken by your firm. Understanding how Fair Work Australia operates and establishing systems to make sure your client doesn't get caught. Now, it's very embarrassing for Woolworths at present, $300 million shortfall in payments for wages. And there seems to be a report every couple of weeks now about fairly large businesses being accused of paying their employees the wrong money. It's a lot harder for your clients. They haven't got human resources departments and payroll officers. Yet the big end of town's made a lot of mistakes. Do your clients really understand the ramifications of the Fair Work Australia Act? So perhaps you could get a grant to engage a consultant who does know that. Workplace health and safety, probably the same consultant. Conduct a review of your client's premises, put in some systems. Don't wait for a major accident. Put in the processes now. Lean management might be the requirement, going through and looking at where the wastage is within your client's business. So waste elimination management is a project that some businesses are obtaining a government grant to fund. Installation and training of new technology can also be funded by a government grant, especially some of the state government grants, and implementation of state-of-the-art technology. Rebuilding following a natural disaster. Improving workflow within a factory or warehouse. An engineer or someone similar sitting down and having a detailed study of what's going on within a factory. Is someone spending a third of their day wandering around looking for raw material or parts or machinery? Shouldn't all that be placed at their workstation so that they just reach out and basically continue on from where they're standing or sitting to do their jobs instead of wasting time working around the business? So do you want to know more? We can go to essbiztools.com.au where we have articles, and we have more at ESS Biz Grants, of course, which is the special product which we have established to assist you to be able to find grants. You be the judge. ESS Biz Grants will assist you to diversify your services and encourage the delivery of business advisory services, so you've identified what grants your clients might be eligible to apply for, assisted them in the application process and charged them for that, and then submitted them a proposal that you can undertake a business plan, a budget, a cash flow forecast. So you've assisted them on the grant journey and then assisted yourself to be able to get the work to deliver those services to your client. That sounds a good deal to me. And I know it's a good deal. I've been doing grant work for years. So our recommendation, I think you should be proactively recommending grants to your clients. It shows them that you care. It takes 3 minutes to put the profile into your system. And if you leave it in there, because it's in the cloud, it will only take you about 30 seconds, the second and subsequent years, just to update turnover and any other key information. Use your knowledge and access to the grant programs to clearly differentiate your firm. We started with an analysis of differentiation. It's very important. If you need more assistance on how you might go about getting grants for your clients, please contact us. Send us an email, peter@essbiztools.com.au, or give me a telephone call, 1-800-232-088. Incidentally, I know that some of you are very busy doing other work. If you have clients that need grants and you would like to refer them on to us, we're quite happy to look at supplying them a service. We'll either charge you or charge the client. You tell us which way you want the process to work. That might keep your client happy and hopefully prevent them going off and talking to someone else who might also be offering them taxation services, because we definitely won't do that. We're not even licensed as tax agents anymore. You got your last opportunity now for the Black Friday after sale discount. We've run this since last Friday, which was Black Friday. The discount is now 25% off all the products within ESS BizGrants and ESS BizTools. You can save 25%. This offer closes at 9 a.m. next Monday, the 9th of December. I would like to encourage you to visit our website, essbiztools.com.au. That's where you've got to go to subscribe, or you can go to essbizgrants.com.au, and you can trial one or two of your clients to just see how the grant program works. It will help you get a better understanding of grants, and it will definitely encourage more clients to come to you for your services. So have a great day. I hope that this message has given you some insight into how grants work and how you will be able to utilize grants within your accountancy business to service your clients. Have a great day. Goodbye.